What do you want most out of life? What do you want most out of life? How do you answer that question? What do I want most out of life? All in all, many different answers we could come up with, but I think really if we think about the many answers that we can give, they can all probably be summarized or reduced to one word that we all want: happiness. We all want happiness. But happiness is sometimes somewhat slippery. It escapes our grasp, especially when we seek happiness in all the wrong places. Because there's such a thing as true happiness, and another thing, which is counterfeit happiness, or a happiness that leads us down the wrong path. Where do I seek true and lasting happiness? If I want to be happy, where am I searching for it? Am I having any success at finding it? The story told about a young man, his name was Josh. He thought he had found true happiness until the following incident occurred. True story. Some years ago, a young man by the name of Josh, who was a very successful executive in a large corporation in Chicago, was traveling down a Chicago street. He thought he had found true happiness. He had it made. He was driving his new car, was a sleek Jaguar, only a few months old. He was watching for kids darting out between parked cars, and he slowed down when he thought he saw something. As his car passed, no child darted out, but a brick sailed out of his car and smashed up against the Jaguar's black side door. Screeched to a halt, brakes slammed, gears ground into reverse, tires madly spun, the Jaguar back to the spot from where the brick had been thrown. The young executive, Josh, jumped out of the car, grabbed this kid who threw the brick, pushed him up against the parked car, and shouted at him, "That's my new Jaguar. That brick is going to cost you plenty." With tears in his eyes, the young boy said, "Please, mister, I'm so sorry." He said, "I didn't know what to do. I threw the brick because no one else would stop to help." Tears dripped down the boy's chin as he pointed around the parked car. "You see, mister, it's my brother. My brother rolled off the curb and fell out of his wheelchair, and I can't lift him up. Would you help me?" Moved by tears, the young executive tried to swallow the lump in his throat. Straining, he lifted up the young man back into his wheelchair and took out his handkerchief, wiped the scrapes and the cuts, checking to see that all was okay. The young executive watched the younger brother push his brother down the sidewalk toward home. It was a long walk back to his sleek, black, shining Jaguar. A long and slow walk. Josh, the executive, never did fix the side door of his car. He kept the dent in his Jaguar to remind him not to go through life so fast that someone has to throw a brick to get your attention. The question is, am I traveling so fast? Are you traveling so fast through life that someone has to throw a brick at us to get our attention? Someone had to throw a brick at Josh in order for him to recognize that he was going down the wrong pathway to true happiness, that the happiness he was seeking was only transitory and temporary, and there were other more important concerns. What am I seeking happiness? Where am I seeking it? In what am I seeking it? A Jaguar can make you happy for some time. Winning the lottery could make us happy for some time. But true happiness is deeper. It's more lasting. It's eternal. To put it in this way, it's not what you have in life that makes you happy, but who you have in life is what really counts. It's not what you have in life, but it's who you have in life that matters most. Happiness. Do I look for it in things, or do I look for happiness in relationships? Things. Material possessions, they fade, they crack, they deteriorate, they disintegrate. But relationships with people, there's an eternal dimension to them. The relationships we have here on earth go with us because they're part of us. They're part of our hearts. We can take them with us. And hopefully the relationships we establish here on earth will continue in eternity. But we can't take our Jaguar with us or even the winnings from the lottery. The Bible puts it this way: there are no pockets in shrouds. To put it in modern terms, there are no drawers in coffins for us to store our things and our valuables. The only thing you take with you in death is your heart's treasure, the relationships you've had with God and with the people He has sent into your life. The executive young Josh learned or relearned that what matters more than things is people. God had to have someone throw a brick to get his attention. Do I need someone to throw a brick to get my attention? Am I traveling down the right road, the road of true happiness? Jesus reminds us in this gospel, Mark chapter 10, whoever wishes to be great will be your servant, for Christ came to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Christ came to serve and to give his life as a ransom for you, for you, for you, for you, and for you, and for me, for many people. Christ on the cross established a relationship of healing and forgiveness, of peace, of reconciliation, of mercy with us, each and every one. It's all about relating to people. It's not about things. You see, Christ tries to get our attention by hanging there on the cross. The image of God in the person of Jesus, giving his life, dying there, is like a brick, reminding humanity that what matters most is not what you have, but who you have in your life. What matters most is not what we have, but who we have. Faith is all about relationships with God and with those who cross our path. And when we keep our attention on that, we find the pathway to true and lasting happiness in our hearts. And we take that with us when we leave here in death. Recently, the Pope spoke about what he calls the top 10 secrets to happiness. According to Pope Francis, these are the 10 top secrets to happiness. Very interesting, and I like to share them with you. The 10 top secrets revealed by Pope Francis. Number 1, the 10 top secrets. Number 1, live and let live. Everyone should be guided by this principle, which has a similar expression: move forward, move on, and let others do the same. Live and let live. Don't get stuck. 2, be giving of yourself to others. People need to be open and generous, because if you withdraw into yourself, you run the risk of becoming an egocentric, self-centered maniac, and stagnant water becomes putrid. 3, proceed calmly in life. 4, have a healthy sense of leisure. Consumerism has brought us anxiety and stress, causing people to lose a healthy culture of leisure. Their time is swallowed up, so people can't share with one another. Share the pleasures of art, literature, and playing together with children, because we've lost it. 5, Sundays should be holidays. When I was a child, Sundays were holidays. The only thing open was an occasional movie theater, gas station once in a while, and the church, and that's it. Everything else was closed. Why? So that society would encourage people to cultivate family life, to be together with families and extended families, cousins, aunts, and uncles, all together. I think there are some families that don't even know each other. Cousins don't know each other. Aunts don't know their nephews. Nephews don't know their uncles as well as they once did, because we don't take time to cultivate those relationships. And that can only happen when we see Sunday as a holiday for family. 7, respect and take care of nature. Isn't humanity committing suicide with its indiscriminate and tyrannical use of nature? It's all about relationships. 6, find innovative ways to create dignified jobs for young people. Respect and take care of nature. That's 7. 8, stop being negative. Needing to talk badly about others indicates low self-esteem. Letting go of negative things quickly is healthy. 9, respect others' beliefs. We can inspire others through witness so that one grows together in communicating. Respect others' beliefs. And 10, work for peace. We are living in a time of many wars and many disagreements, divisions. Work for peace. And so, my sisters and brothers, where is it that we look for happiness? Do you want to be truly happy? Do I want to be truly happy? Where do we find it? Where do we seek it? It begins in seeking our happiness in Him and asking Him to guide us to cultivate relationships with those He sends into our lives. In short, happiness is not what you have, but who you have that counts most.